Well, seems like the drinker isn't too happy with a new Jurassic Park movie either. Are y'all ready? Go follow the drinker. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you.
Good lord, how much more can they possibly squeeze out of Jurassic Park? I mean, what are we up to now? Like 6 movies all rehashing the same basic idea? And it's not like the quality's on an upward trajectory either. Wasn't it enough that we had to suffer through Jurassic World Dominion, the cinematic equivalent of explosive diarrhea powerful enough to crack your toilet bowl? Tell me, what was your favourite part of that movie? Was it the totally irrelevant subplot about the giant killer locusts eating all of the world's food supply that only matters when the script decides it does? Was it the shameless decision to defrost the original cast for cheap nostalgia bait and then do absolutely nothing with them? Was it the obvious retconning of previous movies to insert a messianic girl boss scientist into the franchise?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Everything? Was it?
I forgot about that! Because I've only seen it once.
An overweight and clearly uncomfortable Bryce Dallas Howard trying to run through the jungle faster than a late career Steven Seagal? I don't know. What I do know is that the franchise ran out of creative energy about 4 or 5 movies ago, and since then its only real directive seems to be,
crazy.
What if we had dinosaurs that were even faster and smarter and bigger and cooler than before? It's literally doing the thing that Jurassic World made fun of 10 years ago.
Corporate felt genetic modification would up the wow factor.
They're dinosaurs, wow enough.
Anyway, all this brings us to the latest outpouring of cinematic sludge, Jurassic World Rebirth. Get it? Because the franchise is being reborn. July, and we were just
maybe it should be Afterbirth.
to the first trailer for it. The premise seems to be that a group of shady scientists are looking to gather DNA samples from some of the biggest and most dangerous dinosaurs in the world, which they plan to use to cure cancer or something.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives.
You know, it's like in Deep Blue Sea where they harvested the brain juice from the sharks to cure Alzheimer's, because that's the thing that you can totally do. Are actually dying out now, which completely overwrites the ending of Dominion, but that's okay because nobody remembers or even cares what happened in the previous movies, least of all the writers. Anyway, it turns out that one place where they can find the dinosaur juice they need is on a remote island which was once the research site for the original Jurassic Park. Because of course it was. Because that place has more backstory added to it than fucking Jigsaw over the years, and the writers had to cram some kind of reference to the original movie in because people liked that one. Anyway, it turns out that this site is more than just a wildlife reserve now. It was a holding area where all the failed cloning experiments that were too dangerous for the actual park were kept.
You serious?
Wait a minute, wouldn't they just destroy animals like that instead of allowing them to roam free?
You serious?
At best, you're condemning horribly mutated creatures that should never exist in nature to suffer and probably die, and at worst, they would pose a massive danger to everyone on the islands. Suffer and probably
You know what irritates me about this shot? His nose hair. It might have some boogie crust on them, hanging for their dear life.
And at worst, they would pose a massive danger to everyone on the islands. Why have InGen turned into the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil now? And for the love of God, what on earth is this supposed to be? Right? Is it a dinosaur or a cave troll? Why does it have a forehead that would make Bella Ramsey jealous? Whatever. So the very obviously dodgy scientists that are almost certainly going to betray the main characters at the end need some hired guns to protect them while they extract the dinosaur juice, so they hire a very shiny looking Scarlett Johansson and her team for the job. You see what the movie's doing here? It's like the gender roles are reversed from the previous trilogy, where the tough, no-nonsense survivalist is now played by a woman, and the frightened, unprepared corporate type is now a man. Why, it's quite brilliant, sir! Not sure how invested Scarlett Johansson seems in the whole thing, though. She looks about as excited by this movie as I am. I mean, now that she's out of the MCU and on the wrong side of 40, she's probably transitioning into the
the wrong side of 40. Let's see here. How old is Scarlett Johansson? Her and Scarlo actually might be the same age. How old is Scarlett Johansson?
Scarlett Johansson is 40 years old.
I think Scarlo is 42. I think. forget sometimes.
The money and run stage of her career. Can't say I blame her, really. That second private jet isn't going to pay for itself, you know.
Yeah.
Nice to see Mahershala Ali getting out and doing stuff, though. I guess 5 years was long enough to sit around doing nothing while he waited for a Blade movie that was never going to come. You know, watching this trailer, I couldn't shake the feeling that I've seen all of this before. Because I have. 6 times, in fact. It's just the same exact shit this franchise has been repeating over and over for more than 30 years now. Another group of people trapped on a remote island being hunted by dinosaurs. Another bunch of kids...
that's what I was saying. Like, all movies are the same. It's the same stories rehashed over and over again. Is if you can rehash it in a way that's going to entertain people, okay? It's, you know, superhero movies or action movies. It's always, you know... Bad guy does something, and he's threatening a person, their family, a town, the world, or the universe. The bad guy gets the upper hand at some point. The good guy wins at the end, the majority of the time. It's the same stories. Sometimes they have love interest in them. Sometimes they don't. You know what I'm saying? It's that same, you know, plug and play type of story. You know, with this, it's always, you know, dinosaurs get loose, eat people, and somebody saves the day at the end so that people aren't eaten anymore by dinosaurs. That's it. But you got to make us want to see that again. You know what I'm saying?
Placed in a situation they absolutely shouldn't be for the sake of cheap drama. Another story about corporate corruption, science going too far, and nature fighting back. The thing is, these elements were all executed very smartly and logically in the original Jurassic Park, giving us a film that managed to combine spectacle and action with some interesting moral and philosophical questions. It was a big budget blockbuster for sure, but it also had heart and brains lurking inside it. The kind of thing that we used to be pretty good at making, actually. But based on the trailer, Rebirth just feels tired and empty and played out in comparison. A hollow shell with some nice recognisable decoration on the outside, but nothing more substantial to back it up. Just another franchise.
God knows in every movie they have to find some way to outdo the T-Rex. Because the T-Rex is the crowning jewel of the movie, the first movie. So with the second one they had 2. And then in the third one they had what, Spinosaurus was it? And then Jurassic World, they had the whatever that sea creature is, and then in the one, no. They had that, but they had that smart hybrid, right? Then the one after that, it starts to become a blur. It's like always like another hybrid of something.
From a previous generation being endlessly reheated and wheeled out again for current audiences, with no new ideas to put forward and no real reason for existing beyond the obvious. And I guess that's the real problem here. The Jurassic Park movies still make money. Lots of money, in fact. Yeah, the box office numbers have definitely been trending downward ever since Jurassic World, but even retarded dog shit like Dominion somehow managed to rake in over $1 billion. And for all I know, Rebirth will probably do the same thing and spawn a whole new trilogy that's even dumber than the one before it. I've said it before and I'll say it again, just because a movie makes shitloads of money doesn't mean it's good. Just ask Avatar. And I can't help wondering what ludicrous heights they're going to end up pushing this movie.
I liked Avatar though, and I liked both of them. I like the first one more than the second one. They're both almost if you're a gamer, they're both almost tech demos. You know what I mean? Just like, what can we do? What are the lengths of where are the heights of what a director and his team can do in movies? They're like really spectacle. But I really liked the first one. Like, I watched it a few times. The second one, I haven't even bought again. Although it was great. And you're sitting there watching it, not knowing how in the hell they did what they did.
V2. Honestly, if I don't see laser raptors or dinosaurs in space by the time this trilogy's over, I'll consider myself severely disappointed. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Oh, God, man. Well, it is what it is. I'll probably go see it just because, hoping it's going to be good. It'll be worth, but, you know, like I ain't even say nothing. And everybody was already like, yo, It's woke already. It's girl boss. It's this and that. And I was just like, I'm tired of dinosaurs right now. That was my first thought watching. I was just like, again, another one? 10 million subscribers.